everybody, and welcome back to the Limbus Company. Alrighty, if you have not watched the previous episode, you should probably do that before doing this one, because we are going to finish Ryoshu's Canto, and then we are going to be doing the Walpurgis Night event. The company had much to do in the aftermath of the incident. Solda took an indefinite leave of absence. Alyssa went into the long-term recovery ward. Martin's remains were placed in the morgue for LCE casualties. Hohenheim, as usual, went off with a shrug and a half-hearted wave of the hand. We never got to talk to him properly about all that's happened. There were many other victims we couldn't name individually. The index nurse father vanished without a trace and couldn't be located. But with the machinations of the House of Spiders foiled, okay, so he went to join the N Corp enemy version of our team. Excellent. The company seemed to have decided that he's no longer a serious threat. Even though he could literally kill everybody in the blink of an eye, and proceeded to call off the manhunt. And on that burned rooftop, a red school bag was recovered, bearing a name tag filled out in a child's clumsy handwriting, with the golden bows safely nestled within. Ryoshu started smoking again. Any trace of Araya's existence was completely erased from her mind, and there was, at present, no way to restore them. Wow, we're retreading my favorite Canto stuff all of a sudden. What? That, I guess, oh, right, because they did say in the previous chapter that, she was literally going to become the idea eraser. I forget the exact name, but whatever she kills is just gone. Perhaps Ryoshu herself knew of the loss, that something had flowed out of her and disappeared. But to what extent, I had no way of telling. She didn't ask why the scabbard of her sword looked different. So instead of asking if she was alright, I just chatted her up. Looks like we managed to safely retrieve the golden bows once again.
그래.
How do you feel about it, Ryoshu?
뭐 적어도 이번 작전은 안심한지. 아니. 그럭저럭 유잼이었다.
아, 이번엔 안 심심하고 안치로. 우와, 료슈 씨. 이제는 자연스럽게 말 줄이시네요.
제업.
네?
이게 좋군. 그냥 원래대로 간다.
아니, 왜 정작 칭찬을 해드리니까 설마 제가 칭찬을 했다고 그런 건 아니죠? 네?
얽힘이라는 것은 공간과 거리를 뛰어넘는, 관념을 뛰어넘는 관계입니다. 그러니 한쪽이 존재하는 한 아무것도 완전하게 사라질 수가 없게 되고, 그 흔적이 도시 속을 떠돌고 있는 이상 기다리다 보면 언젠가는 다시 드러나는 법이죠.
Does that mean...
네, 검집이 존재하는 한.
And as long as the bus keeps moving, I'll keep turning the clock. And when I do, we'll all be seeing the same starry sky. The stars that no longer exist in the city swirl around us like a vortex. Every time I revive the sinners, Ryoshu, too, will exist in that moment. To be reunited with what is forgotten but cannot be lost. Her only daughter, Araya. For the very
알아야
first...
시키를 다룰 수 있게 되었구나. 이것이 이제
Yeah, like I thought, he's gonna get picked up by the entourage of past defeated people. So, I really like that this is the first time that an ending sequence, or rather ending song, takes place not on the bus. But also, I believe this is the first time that we hear a lot of clock ticking. I very well could be wrong about that, but at the very least in this particular song, I was noticing the clock ticking a lot more than in any other song, to the point where I'm questioning if it was ever in any of the other songs. So I kind of appreciate that. It both shows that Dante is becoming more integral, but also, I don't know, I like the change of scenery that we're not on the bus for that one. I'll say more of my thoughts right after we see that he joins the anti-Avengers.
그 유물을 제대로 쓸 수 있게 된 이상 너는 다음 손가락 걸기에서 가장 중요한 검이 되어버렸단다. 널 지켜줄 집은 이제 없어. 그러니까 몸 조심해, 딸.
리엔, 나를 죽인다고 끝은 아니야. 대행자들은 계속 너를 뒤쫓아올 거다. 우물 안에 숨어 있는다고 해서 네가 가려질 리가 없어.
Hey, this looks familiar to a certain bad ending. Huh.
이런 염색을 다시 해야겠네. 이걸 읊으라고? 내게는 고통밖에 없습니다. 지치는군. 아무래도 네가 땡 쳐주는 걸 잊어버린 모양이야.
음성으로 대화하는 것은 오랜만이네요.
Huh? Hang on, okay, before I comment on this, because, oh my god, this is a whole thing. Alright. I know, old Shadow has got dumb brain. I get the unfreezing him thing, right? To an extent. He's like, oh, you never tagged me, so I never became me, I guess? I don't really get it. I think it goes a little above my head. Also, why did he have a spork? But assumably, with the spork, he just destroyed his own brain, which means he can't be revived. So he's donezo, seemingly. Okay, I thought he was going to join Evil Avengers, or the Sinister Six, whatever you want to call them. I guess not anymore. Now, let's comment on what's in front of us. We're seeing the minds of Fausts? Huh?
이 어두운 분위기. 이번에는 비석 형태의 표상 집회군요. 무거운 이야기를 나누기에 적합한 집회지만 지금은 그만한 논제가 없을 텐데요. 이 바쁜 시기에 고전적인 발푸르기스의 밤을 강제로 연 무엄한 파우스트는 누구인가요?
Oh. A forced... I assume classical means lobotomy corporation Walpurgis Night. I'm assuming that's what that means, especially with what's currently going on in the background and what we'll be doing shortly in this video.
파우스트 중에 그런 눈치 없는 파우스트가 있을 리가요. 순진한 파우스트라면 모르겠지만 어머, 정말인가 봐요. 네, 순진한 파우스트가 열었습니다. 관리자 파우스트들에게 질문하기 위해서. 순진한 파우스트가 하고 싶은 질문이 뭔지 냉철하고 똑똑한 파우스트는 알고 있어요. 그 질문을 꼭 해야 할 필요가 없다는 것도 알고 있죠. 언제까지 파우스트가 하나하나 떠먹여줘야 하는 건지 의문이네요. 어디 한번 드러나 보죠. 이번 거미집 사건에 대한 정보를 게젤 샤프트에서 열람하려 했지만 일부 정보에 접근이 불가능하더군요. 림버스 컴퍼니 본사의 보안을 고의적으로 허술하게 만든 자가 누구인지 알고 싶습니다. 그런 것 하나 알아내지 못해서 예리하고 총명한 파우스트가 답해줘야 하는 건가요? 번뇌가 낮은 파우스트 따위에게 무언가 알려줄 의무는 없어요. 접근 권위에 대해 잊은 것은 아니겠죠? 게젤 샤프트의 정보에 접근하기 위해 몇 가지 단계를 올라야 한다는 것은 알고 있습니다. 제가 아니, 파우스트가 말하고 싶은 건
Huh. So, the fact that naive Faust is pink, which is ours, I imagine our Faust is getting quite fed up with the whole hierarchy of denials of information and whatnot.
다분히 고의적인 말실수네요. 파우스트를 1인칭으로 부르는 건 금지된 사항이에요. 순진한 파우스트는 이전부터 위태로운 모습을 자주 보여주었죠. 죽은 파우스트들이 되고 싶은 건가요? 아닙니다. 파우스트는 죽은 파우스트들 중 하나가 되고 싶지 않습니다. 그저 궁금할 뿐입니다. 매번 게젤 샤프트의 정보를 날로 먹으려는 순진한 파우스트에겐 알려줄 정보가 없네요. 사랑스럽고 음험한 파우스트는 대답해줄 수 있어요. 대신 순진한 파우스트의 칭호를 바꿀 거예요. 어때요?
Depends. Change to what?
받아들이겠습니다. 림버스 컴퍼니의 대표 디아스가 그 대답입니다. 멍청한 파우스트.
Wow.
정보 제공에 감사합니다. 조금만 생각해봐도 알 수 있는 사실을 고전적인 발푸르기스의 밤까지 열어 묻다니. 바뀐 호칭이 잘 어울리네요. 멍청한 파우스트. 멍청한 파우스트는 화가 난 걸까요? 침묵으로 불만을 표출하고 있는 것 같네요. 관리자 파우스트도 아니면서 너무 많은 정보를 요구한 대가를 치른 거죠. 그렇다면 다시 파우스트가 불가능한 가정을 구태여 세울 필요는 없을 텐데요. 멍청한 파우스트가 제일 많은 황금가지를 복원했다지만 다시 관리자 파우스트가 될 순 없어요.
Reinstated. Now that's an interesting tidbit. So, alright, hang on a minute. First of all, this is making me think that Faust is next, even though I think Mersault is most likely going to be the one who's next. Now it's kind of teetering. So, hang on a minute. She referred to herself as I, which is forbidden, apparently. She used to be an administrator, which is, I guess, top dogs of Giselle Craft. Interesting. I wonder if stupid Faust, you know, previously naive Faust, is the founder, so to speak, of this. But then, as other Fausts were created, she slowly just lost her place because despite making it, she was just completely out-tiered. And since they're only sharing information with the higher-ups, she just, despite making it, she just got kicked to the absolute bottom of the food chain. I'm thinking that's what happened. I think this Faust, ours, is the one who created this whole thing. And now, you know, debatably he's going to be kicked out of it.
그래도 묘목을 심고 거기에서 사과 열매를 따온다면 혹시 알아요? 다시 관리자 파우스트가 될 수 있을지. 그걸 멍청한 파우스트가 해낼 수 있을까요? 어려울 것 같은데. 멍청한 파우스트는 어떻게 생각하나요? 그건 거기까지. 멍청한 파우스트에게 하사한 시간은 끝났어요. 게젤 샤프트 토론 구역에 더 머물 수 없는 저 멍청한 파우스트는 이만 퇴장시킬게요. 고전적인 발푸르기스의 밤은 이것으로 강제 해산이에요.
헤르만 이사님, 림버스 컴퍼니에 대해 몇 가지 보고할 사항이 생겼습니다.
Hello, evil Nelly.
말해보렴.
I like her outfit.
우선 첫 번째로 림버스 컴퍼니에서 진행하던 황금가지 접목 실험이 결국 성공했습니다. 앞으로 황금가지를 5개만 더 모으면
그래. 묘목이 심어지겠지. 얼마 남지 않았네.
Oh, so enemy Fausts. I say enemy Faust. The higher up Faust. Freaking They want her to betray Limbus Company, and then they'll give her all the information in the world.
두 번째로 LCB의 11번 수감자 싱클레어의 표시가 잠깐이지만 완전 각성했다고 합니다.
그건 흥미롭네요. 몇 년은 더 걸릴 줄 알았는데.
You are not in line with the outfits.
사맥이 모두 새겨진 건가요?
제 눈엔 보이지 않아서 거기까진. 하지만 완전히 새겨진 건 아니었나 봐요. 아주 잠깐 각성했을 뿐인 걸 테죠.
유능한 버틀러의 정보력은 세븐 협회 일과 해결사 못지않다더니 정보의 질과 속도가 만족스러워. 혹시 전해줄 게 더 있니?
Don't know how you managed to see any of this, considering you need gates to even get into it, but okay.
네, 마지막으로 아드님이 품고 있던 왕족 혈통의 인자가 각성했습니다.
그 인자라면 헤르만님이 말씀하신 포장지를 아드님께서 뜯었다는 겁니까?
아니, 바퀴 황제. 그건 포장지를 뜯다가 나온 조금 더 멋진 포장지일 뿐이야. 내가 준비한 귀중하고 소중한 선물은 아직 제대로 뜯기지 않은 채지. 하지만 곧일 수도 있어. 진짜 선물은 묘목에서 맺어질 겨우살이에서 시작될 테니까.
그러고 보니 그 선장이라는 자는 어디에 있는가? H사에서 복귀한 이후엔 영 보질 못한 것 같네만.
I have zero clue who this guy is anymore. I have not a clue who this guy is anymore. Is he from Yisung's chapter? Wait a minute. No, wait. Hang on. Hang on. I want to take a look at them again. Okay, so going in order, we have Gregor, Heathcliff, Radia, Rodion. I mean, Gubo, he's kind of a mixed bag. Debatably, he's Yi-sung, but also he's Honglu. And then this guy, I think, is also Yi-sung? I don't know. It's been too long since I've seen all these characters.
아, 그분은 고래를 사냥할 작사를 더 날카롭게 갈고 있을 테니 사냥이 시작될 때만 자신과 선원들을 부르라 했습니다.
There's Ishmael.
그래서 언제까지 이 새하얀 건물 바닥에서 시간을 보내야 하는 거지?
Literally everybody is in uniform except for Rodion's dude.
당분간은 이곳에서 선왕충의 복구와 해석에 전념해야지. 곧 시작될 엔사 이사회가 끝난 뒤에는 상황이 달라질지도 모르겠지만. 그러고 보니 소냐, 전에 말했던 건 알아봤어?
안 그래도 어제 침투한 단원들이 말해주더군요. 하인리, 크로머, 야코프. 그 둘이 이사회에 참가하는 건 확정이라고.
Cromer.
보기 껄끄러운 자들과 이야기를 나누는 건 피곤한 일이지만 이 소식이라면 이 소식이군.
동생인 크로머가 죽었을 때도 꼼짝 않던 그가 움직인다는 건 머지 않았나 보네요.
그래, 곧 말레우스 말레피카룸의 편제가 완성될 거야.
Okay, so yeah. Evil Avengers is almost complete.
유례없는 의체 사냥이 시작될 테지. 그 기계 숙청의 날조차 비교할 수 없을. 우리는 그 혼란을 틈타.
모든 거울 세계를 노래하겠지.
선장이 좋아하겠군. 모든 가능성의 세계에 있는 고래를 자신이 사냥하는 것과 마찬가지일 테니까.
사담은 이쯤하고 들어가죠. 시간이 된 것 같네요.
그래, 넬리. 다음 임무가 배정되기 전까진 계속 림버스 컴퍼니의 동향을 살피도록 해줘.
네, 이사님.
이사회가 시작하면 말 한마디, 행동 하나 모두 주의를 기울일 수 있도록 해. 한번 기세가 밀리면 골치 아파질 테니까.
엔사에서 그 쥐는 자들을 상대할 생각을 하니 제법 긴장되는군요.
좋아. 그럼 입장해볼까?
And there it is. The end of the canto at last. So, yeah, closing thoughts. The story was so squished in some parts. I really... Now, that's saying a lot, considering there's 51 different missions in this chapter, rather. And it just kind of feels like they shoved the majority of the story into, like, the final 6. I think pacing could have been a little better. I do find it interesting that this is now 2 cases of characters being completely erased from the timeline. So for Faust to say, yeah, eventually they'll be back, that makes me think at some point we'll see Araya again. But does that mean we'll see Catherine again? Because the wording, as long as blah 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 remains, they'll be seen again. Heathcliff is still holding on to her. No one else remembers her, but he does. He is the final thread for her. Now, she might be completely gone because we literally delete her from the game. Whereas the idea, Destroyer, whatever, is a little different because it's in universe. We deleted her outside of universe, technically. I don't know. I'm curious to see where the next canto goes. I'm suspecting it's gonna be Mersault, but now I have a slight inkling that it's gonna be Faust, and it's gonna be her identity to become herself and not need to rely on just craft. I don't know. It is interesting either way, but yeah, this chapter definitely had some weak spots. Overall, it was fun though. I did enjoy the story. I just wish it was paced out a little bit better. Now, here's something interesting. Gregor is still unusable. He was unusable for the previous fight, and he's unusable now. So he's, he's real out of commission. Well, I haven't done their voices in a while, so excuse me for the absolute rust that you're about to hear. Can I get 7 number 3 bolts? Number 3 bolts. Bingo! Be right there! Quit lollygagging and get cracking, lass. We're swamped here. Behold hither! I have espied a combination of cracks that much resembles a fixer's sigil. Oh, that's right enough out of you, you little... Huh? Did you just weave out of my smack? Thy patterns have become far too predictable. About 2 days have passed since we wrapped up Operation Spider Pyre. The LCE department was still recovering from the aftermath of the assault, and we were assisting where we could with the restoration efforts. Though, I wasn't sure what exactly we were doing here with the facility management team.
I hardly expected to see you again so soon after that. Some farewell that was. Well, if it can't be helped that the entire facility management team is currently on PTO, we've been loaned some LCCA personnel for the repair project, so let us make do with them.
I'm surprised they haven't all been dragged back to the office already. What with everything that's happened.
PTO is their right, and therefore must be honored.
Well, at least there's some standards.
You can't just cancel their time off after signing and approving their requests.
Then why don't we just wait till they get back from their vacays? Come on, we were busting our butts out there just a few days ago. How about giving us some time off too?
Not with multiple containment units still blasted wide open. There's no telling when the abnormalities reduced to the ovate forms will return, you understand. Should we face such a case without the containment units ready to operate, the entities will be wreaking havoc on our facility yet again, and we will all be dragged back to work, like it or not. I would much rather not deal with another containment breach incident so soon, especially when it's almost certain they will be laying waste to the boxes of snacks we prepared specifically for your return.
How many boxes have you got?
3. All of them 48 by 38 by 34 centimeters in dimension, the largest standard size box we have.
We're in.
Oi, who do you think you are to tell us what to do?
Still, there was no point in arguing with Hohenheim when he was right. No need to needlessly drag out restoring the facility and let those abnormalities loose again. Blah, blah. There we go, we are warmed up. Besides, Gregor was still down for the count. Alrighty, boys and girls. I got you some cool drinks, so take a quick breather.
You're full of beans today, ain't you?
Hey, what's not to like? They've got snacks I've never even laid my eyes on before. Ooh, and come here, look at this. Ta-da! Look what I found, everyone. Radya declared as she triumphantly held up a small can. What is that? I don't think I've seen that before either. Seriously? You never had one of these when you were little? Oh, wait, do they not sell this stuff in the nests?
Huh? Oh, I know this. It's that, it's that shaky then drinky thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he definitely knows what it is. Yeah, I knew you'd recognize this, Heath. You're all like bloody sheltered townies, you know that? Right, take a gander at this.
You know, that can's gonna blow up in your face if you keep shaking it like...
I know what I'm doing, Bodie. Look, I uncapped this thing and... Aha! Try a sip.
Huh? It's turned into jelly.
Heathcliff moved from center to center, confidently handing them each a can of well-shaken drinks. Of well... cheers? And the sinners all responded with varying degrees of astonishment. Some of them even giving the can a double take.
This is a condensation of carbonation itself. Its structure compressed into pudding-like forms.
Wowzers! It's like they took the juice of a fruit and trapped it in tiny bubbles. It's slightly too sweet, but it's tasty nonetheless. Ha! Yeah. Not sure how to convey that one. Now this is what I'm talking about. Say, where'd you get these? I couldn't get my hands on this stuff recently.
As we researchers are all rather positively obsessed with new technology, that fixation translates quite directly to addiction to unique products like these. The pleasant flavor gives us a nice extra dose of motivation, of course. Sometimes enough to store them in expensive stasis preservation boxes, just in case we end up craving them in the future. According to our findings, the sudden paucity of this product in the mass market was caused primarily by the significant production cuts of its manufacturing plant. Despite the constant demand, it seems that the maintenance costs were far too expensive to maintain it as a large-scale operation.
Whew! Can't believe I did that first try. And you're just giving these rarities to us? And then I mess up that? Blimey, that's actually the nicest thing someone's done for us in a while. Oi, you ain't half bad, Specs. You're going up in my list.
No need to reevaluate the personability of my character on my account, Assistant. They're from Martin's stash, anyway.
Took it from a dead man.
Without an owner to claim them, they were bound to end up collecting dust in a corner of some lost and found box. If spirits truly do exist, and if Martin had indeed chosen to haunt this very spot, I'm certain he would have chimed in to say, "That seems like the reasonable thing to do, boss."
Once again, he wasn't wrong, but his palpable lack of concern for the feelings of those around him seemed to suggest that there was indeed no reason for us to reconsider his personality. Bloody heck, mate, you could have just led with that. I think some went down the wrong pipe. Of course, food's not there to look pretty. I agree with Hohenheim. After all, what use are all these delicacies if we just let them sit and spoil? Toads. We can't, like, let these tasties go bad, right? Is it that good? It is good, but not that good, Executive Manager. She is simply a glutton with no regard for flavor.
You know, I do feel pretty bad for Dante every time we get a chance to eat something good. But with being unable to eat and all.
I don't think it's something to feel bad about. Still, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. Muttering, I looked up to stare at Radya. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that really hit the spot. Somebody stop me, 'cause I can't. Downing her third can of the drink.
That reminds me. I once cobbled together a gestation simulator as a hobby project.
Gustation simulator?
Well, as we must all be aware, energy gel is a most efficient form of sustenance. It is tiny, highly caloric, yet unfortunately makes for quite a flavorless degustatory experience. So, I have devised a gadget that, once a food item is placed and scanned in its flavor analyzer, it transfers its exact flavor profile directly to its wearer.
Wow, that, could be insane under the right circumstance.
It is rather simple to equip and operate, too. Simply wearing it on your wrist should transfer the flavor information to the wearer, but... I must have misplaced it.
I gotta say, that sounds pretty revolutionary for how dismissive you are about it. Like it's some kind of toy you bashed together.
The joy must come from the invention and demonstration of the technology itself. Indeed, my fellows would, following the regular Illuminators' conferences, cast their erstwhile prime inventions into boxes of miscellanea.
Decent guess, but you're half wrong. I had indeed intended to distribute it to my team, were it not for that single fault. What is that single fault, you ask? When worn for too long, the device would start recognizing even the mere act of breathing as eating. Every breath I took brought the rush of thick, cloying Basque cheesecake flavor onto my tongue. It would normally be a rather scrumptious delicacy, but when it taints the very air I breathe, it inspires nothing but nausea in my mouth. Thanks to that, I ended up uncontrollably emptying the contents of my stomach on the floor. Ew. But perhaps that should not be a problem for subjects who are not coerced to breathe by their autonomic nervous system, such as your manager. Oh, does that mean I'll finally get to partake in Radya's food critiquing session during our next team dinner?
By the looks of it, they seem quite excited about that prospect. Very well, I will begin my search henceforth. Then...
Were these alarms connected to the facility as well?
Indeed. Every location related to Limbus Company is equipped with the relevant devices that detect the arrival of Walpurgis Night.
Once a familiar green light and the accompanying alarm began to blare, Faust, who had been wordlessly leaning against the wall with her arms crossed, slowly shuffled toward us. She's pouting! She seemed unusually exhausted. So I thought I might ask her if everything was okay, but...
Have the corridor repairs progressed enough for us to explore the scenario, Hohenheim?
Of course, contrary to someone who insisted that its frequency is not something we can reliably predict, I had the I had intuited that this odd phenomenon, with a taste for green illuminations, would be arriving soon, and made the corridor repairs one of our high priority goals.
I see. Thank you.
Huh?
Maybe now's a bad time.
That response was indeed most unexpected. Completely breaks the expected behavior patterns.
Dante, let us enter without delay.
Huh? Okay. Sounded as though Hohenheim muttered something at us at the last second, but his voice was soon devoured by the sinners and their racist chatter. Dude, there's so many words I've never... I have never heard half of these words said. Accompanied by the slurping noise of drinks guzzled down. There it is. Ooh, it's so bad. It's like coming home for the first time in years.
B-A-ow.
Ow?
Depressing.
Yeah. Let's see. We're in the welfare team section. Maybe it's blue all over because that's their main color?
This place is pretty big, too. Not as big as Central Command, but this place has got a pretty high ceiling. Couldn't they have changed the actual colors or interior design of this hole? Different lights, sure, but ain't all these hallways samey looking? Starting to get a bit old for me.
I think consistency's a good thing, actually. The library always throws something new at us every visit. And there were times when we got killed before we even knew what was going on. Forsooth, if our lives be forfeit all the same, wouldst thou not say that they are best spent on new experiences? New experiences such as witnessing a color with our own eyes?
Oh, hasn't that bloke's blue sash slashed and diced you more than a dozen times, lass? Don't tell me you enjoyed every single one of them. Hey, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't consider your lives to be forfeit all the same. More death equals more pain for me, you know.
Well, despite their relative predictability, it is inadvisable to underestimate the former Elk Corp's ordeals, as they are also characterized by progressively intensifying danger levels.
Danger levels?
Indeed. The scenarios first began with the dawn, then it was the noon, followed by suppression of a VAV risk level abnormality. It is obvious that the ordeal following our previous encounter would pose a greater level of danger than the ordeal of noon.
You must be referring to the incrementally progressive pressure we had discussed prior, Miss Faust.
Yes, following that deductive mode of thinking, this ordeal must be an ordeal of dusk.
Blimey, you've certainly got talent for spectacle. Say, you ain't in the habit of stalling, waiting for dramatic moments to drop important information, are you?
Faust does not care for such useless, vain theatricalities.
What? Clearly joking, lass. Didn't have to be so cross about it. I should probably sort out a few doubts for Faust to go over in our next consultation section. We'd better focus on the ordeal at hand first. Faust, mind shedding some more light on it?
The time will be dusk, and the color is amber. The food chain is set to appear in this ordeal.
Food chain? As in that whole natural cycle of eat and be eaten?
Ugh, why? Why's it gotta be bugs again?
While I was still mulling over what Faust had just said, Radia, who seemed to have noticed something squirming in the distance, burst into a disgusted, irritated rant.
Oh, ever since last time, it's just been one thing after another trying to gross me out. This is also supposed to be one of the goals of the so-called scenario setup.
While still holding the can of jelly drink in her hand.
Ah, there it goes. I've completely lost my appetite.
Either finish chewing before you speak, or wipe that repulsed grimace off your face if you insist on shoveling the jelly down, regardless of the creature's sight. One lapse in decorum at a time. Fortunately, Executive Manager, the entity's movement speed appears notably slow. A meticulous distance measuring coupled with a methodical stratagem should allow us to neutralize the target without issue. Right. Well, there's no need to rush. Ha! Ha! Oh, you don't know how this works. If we could just make sure to move faster than those things do, we should be fine.
The perfect food, a perfect meal.
곤란하네. 나는 어떤 사람과도 잘 지낼 자신이 있지만 관리자님은 예외거든. 관리자님과 희희낙락하면서 지내는 건 내게도 버겁다고.
So, on the topic of eating, I think it's time we devour something of theirs. Welfare Team Captain. Skill slot +1. Modify skill pool. Gain 1 copy of skill 3, but lose 1 copy of skill 1. Increase the amount of burn, bleed, rupture, sinking, tremor, potency inflicted with skills by +2, including unique status effects. Base skills that gain or spend ammo deal 30% more damage on use of base skills that gain or spend ammo. Heal 10 SP for one ally with the lowest SP. On kill, activate the following. Ego resource +2 to the affinity to kill the enemy, and ego resource +1 to all affinities. Next turn, inflict the remaining burn, bleed, rupture, structure-seeking tremor, potency and count on the said enemy randomly between all enemies, minimum of 1. Bong Bong! The fact they're named Bong Bong is such a love letter. Pounce. Prioritize targets with the highest HP percentage. On use, if target has 4+ bleed, base power +1. On hit, inflict 3 bleed. Oh god. Perhaps Blood Fiends was a mistake. 9 Gobble. Prioritize targets with the highest HP percentage. If they have 4 bleed, base power +1. If target has bleed, inflict 2 pierce, resistance down, and on hit, inflict 3 bleed count. Orange flavored bubble supplement. Same deal. Inflict 2 bleed, 2 bleed, 2 bleed count. Add a note of bubbly flavor. They gain up to 2 coin power. Pierce, resist down, inflict 3 bleed, inflict +2 bleed count, and herd migration. On evade, inflict 2 bind next turn. Turn end. Preparing herd migration expires. Then activate herd relocation. Combat start, lose 1 stack. At 0, use herd migration. And herd relocation, recover from stagger and escape from the encounter. In chain battles, gives this unit slots to a substituted unit and move to the rearmost place in the backup unit's deployment order. Ah, wondrous. Wandering Ordeal. Upon entry, gain 1 to 3, preparing herd migration. At 0, use herd migration. If you're staggered, recover from stagger when this effect triggers. If Bun Bun is on the battlefield, this passive does not activate. By the way, I probably mentioned this in the previous video. I do read these. You know what? All right. I'll make you a deal. I read it out, okay?
Ordeals are quite distinct from abnormalities. They are vivid representations of intense traumas, dredged up at random from humanity's dreams that course through the farthest depths of this company.
Tailored for the Palat. On attack hit against an enemy with a damage type, the target is weak or fatal, resistance less than 1/2. Inflict 1 bind next turn, once per skill.
How could such a flavorable beverage end up being called Bong Bong?
Inflict 1 Bong Bong Orange to the target that killed this unit. Bong Bong Orange! At less than 60% HP, heal 30% HP, and lose this effect.
Well, don't threaten me with a good time.
So, they're gonna run away. We don't want them to do that. So let's not let them do that, shall we?
Blood Fiends! Feast on their soul.
Bink, bink.
Your blood will nourish us.
Well done. Let all blossom free.
Let us wear the coagulated blood.
행진의 꽃, 이것이 서곡의 피날레다.
징계팀에서 다 망가뜨린 줄 알았는데.
So there is technically one Blood Fiend that we're missing because he's still completely out of commission. But that's okay. We'll make do. These two are at 1. We do not want to let them get away, so let us pierce them.
Leave nothing standing. Nothing shall remain.
And just in case he survives, let's go for him again. Bink, bink, bink. Okay, well, he did survive, so it's a good thing we doubled up. New dress. A perfect seam. Okay, time to impale orange with orange.
직원들을 사지로 내몰진 않네.
So, yeah, I spent a whole lot of Enkephalin leveling all of our vampires up because I want to use Blood Fiends. I've been in a huge vampire mood for some reason, so, you know.
가족이 되게 약하군.
More
저
arrive.
활활 타는 마음도 오래 가진 못할 거야.
So, here's something that I didn't know.
열성적으로 해보는 것도
Manager Don gets special abilities when other Blood Fiends are on the field. Didn't know that, because I didn't have them for a long time. But, yeah, they're pretty good. They're real good, one might say. So let's go ahead and just get absolute value. Let's double up right here, and then do one right here. Should be good enough. Laughters shall subside. Perish. Here comes the variant.
관리자님, 아무래도 직원 한 명의 부서 배치가 잘못된 것 같아.
Wow. That sucks. Ugh. We will be the ones to feast. Not you.
이런 제압은 회사에겐
Okay,
효율적일지는
well.
몰라도 직원들의 희생이 항상
We can get a resonance, so that's good enough for me. So let's go boom, boom,
한상체 제압에 너무 집착하지는 마.
boom, boom,
이곳의
boom,
목적이 그런 게
and then which one
아니라는
will
건
still be alive?
관리자님도 알고 있잖아.
This one.
고귀하게.
Okay. Good stagger. We also have way too much attack power up for this bang bang to be able to do literally anything, so well done for us. I'm guessing this is going to be another Dawn of Green, though, where we want to just kill as many as possible, as fast as possible, and considering we are missing one of our crew, yeah, we're not exactly going very fast. But this also isn't the hard mode version of this fight, so we're not trying too terribly hard. Okay, well, apparently Rodion is, but... More arrive.
이런 제압은 회사에겐 효율적일지는 몰라도
Um,
직원들의 희생이 항상 뒤따르는 법이지.
I actually want to hold on to our variant. So let's go power counter. Then we pierce. So they're both dead. Then we kill you. You die. And then we double up here. Farewell. Good. 136 damage. And the variant Sancho Hardblood. Face this. Ooh, we actually don't kill with that. Unfortunate. Didn't do nearly as much damage as I thought it was gonna do. Then again, we're also not generating a whole lot of extra bleed, so, you know, that is a little bit of a problem. To accustom oneself to the taste was an inevitable process. The Dusk of Amber.
이런 제압은 회사에겐 효율적일지는 몰라도 직원들의 희생이 항상 뒤따르는 법이지. 그 희생을 값싼 대가로 여기는 게 아니라면 한상체 제압에 너무 집착하지는 마. 이곳의 목적이 그런 게 아니라는 건 관리자님도 알고 있잖아.
Do not let them leave alive. They will not deny our meal. Good stuff. Overture. AoE incoming. They're so much fun to use, dude. Now that I actually have a full team of Blood Fiends, oh, they're so much fun to use. Okay, we do end up getting a stagger. Maybe we kill? Not if we miss 2 heads, but I don't think it was gonna work anyway. Okie dokie, hit him as hard as physically possible. We go with all of our big attacks, and then we also go with double purple. As for passives, totally forgot to read that. Chomping Gobble. Base power -1 for every cracked coin. On hit, inflict 3 bleed and +3 bleed. Count. Base power -1, same deal. Inflict 3 bleed again, and inflict 2 fragile next turn. Inflict 4 bleed count, 3 bleed, and 2 pierce down. Feed consumption for Bong Bong procreation. Inflict 3 bleed, 2 bleed, count, 3 bleed, and 2 bleed count. And Herd Migration. Clash Guard. Preparing Herd Migration expires, then activate Herd Relocation for self and the perfect food summoned by self. Passives. Fragile Orange Bubble. When hit by unopposed attack, take 100% more damage. When clashing against skills that spend ammo, clash power -3 and convert all coins on its attack skills to regular coins.
I know those carbonated bubbles are tasty, but be careful around them, okay? They're unprocessed and highly acidic. Sure, a few spatters of little bonbons popped bubbles might not be so dangerous, but getting doused in the undiluted fluid of those massive buns'll melt you guys into a puddle.
Encounter start, Herd Migration. If there's no bonbons left on the battlefield except for bonbons spawned by this unit, the skill effects of Herd Migration do not trigger, and this unit gains 3, preparing Herd Migration next turn.
These ordeal things keep popping out from that murky white smoke. Just what is that smoke supposed to be, Captain?
Once 4 turns pass after this unit retreats, this unit and all available bonbons spawned by this unit return to the battlefield. Then, gain 3, preparing Herd Migration. If all of available combat participant spots are filled, retreat a random bonbon unit and return to the battlefield. Food Production. On kill, summon 1 bonbon. Turn end, add 0 stack, summon as many bonbons as possible next turn.
Apparently they've got this special top-secret carbonation formula, like an in-house recipe.
Well, let's get that recipe for ourselves, shall we?
Perish!
I don't know if we're gonna kill him. 1,000 health is a whole lot to get through, although we are dealing 100% more damage. Okay, we do also get Sowing Target next turn. Never mind, we get the kill just in time.
We could live, we could divide it.
It wasn't as complicated as I had thought.
Eyes forward! The largest hostile remains standing. Do not drop your guard until it is eliminated. Well, just keep ahead of that plodding freak of a turtle and we're sorted. Ain't as if the spitting venom that eats you to the bone. Besides, if it was that dangerous, Glockhead wouldn't have shoved the rest of them off to the lobby for a breather, yeah?
Yet, should it be allowed to land a single blow, thou shalt be crunched betwixt its jaws in dreadful haste. Young Mersault, too, was consigned to such a fate.
I only asked him to slow down so we could proceed more safely. Didn't think it would turn out like that. I feel so bad.
I, too, found myself on the verge of becoming prey to it, but Mersault's unhesitating interposition spared me that outcome. I am indeed indebted to him.
That separate bloke running this place is a real sod, too. Cheesed, was it? Kept nattering while we were busy scraping. Now that it's over, he switched the radio off just to sort himself a coffee.
Maybe it's his way of saying that the best welfare perk for its employees is neglect. Excuse me, less talking and more helping. Do you mind? I know we all think it's an easy fight, but that thing is absolutely durable, and I have no idea how much more we have to throw at it to kill. Huh?
Her irritated muttering spilling into motion, Ishmael swung her weapon through the air hard against the gigantic bug's carapace.
And as though that had been just the blow needed to end it,
the creature split into pieces, its bulk crashing to the floor in chunks. And with that, the bulbous, engorged orange pustule on the insect's back burst with a sticky, wet pop, spraying its contents all over Ishmael.
First green, and now orange. You've got a knack for getting sprayed. Are you okay, Ishi? No, just stay there. This is nothing. I've been splashed with far worse out in sea. Wait a minute, this somehow smells familiar. Now look, what was that? For a split second, her face brightened just to scrunch up into a grimace.
Oi, what's wrong?
Ease up, Heath. Some of that stuff even got into her mouth. Just think of how awful that must feel. Taste, I mean, you probably couldn't even put it into words. No. Someone get over here and give it a taste.
What makes you think we'd fancy a taste of that nasty goo?
No, that's not it. I'm not being weird or anything. It's just shocking.
Shockingly rank, is it? If you're gonna croak from it, we're not daft enough to queue up and join you, yeah?
If you keep kicking it like that...
Ow! Darn it!
Heathcliff went abruptly quiet as well.
I've tasted this before.
What?
About an hour back.
I found aught discarded yonder and thought to retrieve it. Yisong slipped gently between Heathcliff's furrowed stare and Ishmael's resolute nod. Resting within his hands were sheets of paper. One was a garish flyer featuring a mascot raising a soda can with an exaggerated smile. And the other was a booklet that seemed to list up how-to-use tips for some sort of device. ICC3FLO. Bun Juicy Squeezer. Orange Instruction Manual. Table of Contents. Breeding and Feeding. Exterior Carapace Vesicle Harvest. Liquid Extraction and Storage Procedures. Oh, that's great. That is... Oh, hang on a minute.
That's the thumbnail!
Sometimes you just know it when you see it. So, that means...
No. Nah, it can't be. It can't. The flyer. Yeah, what does the flyer say? Go on.
Shake a shake, zing a zing. New launch, dancing bun, orange flavor, it says. We've seen the can on that flyer before. The same can that's still within our line of sight. The same can that Radya's holding in her right hand. The container of Bun's so-called vesicles, or pulp. No! No! That can't be right! That can't be right! Can't be! Radya! We watched Radya unravel, eyes quaking as she muttered to herself. The next instant, the world went dark as though the candle that had been lighting our path was snuffed out. We find ourselves back in a familiar place. Oh, you're back. Just in time. Manager, I found the Justation simulator for you. Powered back to full, along with some minor modifications given your anatomical limitation that keeps mastication off the list of your physical abilities. But before we proceed, care to explain the cause of this collective display of nausea? He went through all that trouble to find it. We're not even going to use it. No, it can't be right. Please tell me it's not right. It's not possible. This one seems to have completely lost her senses. Was the ordeal more challenging than expected? The ordeal itself was fine. It's just that there was another ordeal we had to... When time permits, I will need to research and develop an interpretive device for that clockwork tick-tock. This mode of communication is certainly less than inefficient. In any case, I took the liberty of installing the dancing bun beverage flavor you requested in the simulator. Try activating the function and see whether you are able to taste it.
No thanks.
You're shaking your head. Is that a sign of refusal?
Yes, I'm good. Sorry, guys. Maybe this will be the only time. The absence of mouth feels like a blessing. Damage done. Yeah. Yeah, Don Quixote did the most by a lot. Why, hello. So, I ended up recording the hard mode variant of Walpurgis Night as well, but it didn't record, so we're gonna be doing it again. And here we go. To accustom oneself to the taste was an inevitable process. The food chain.
곤란하네.
So, as far as hard mode goes, I believe all of the passives are going to be relatively the same. Let's see. Same that. Same. Okay, so yeah, it is the same. I believe they just have... they're just a bit harder. And then Big Man here is relatively the same as well. I don't believe there's anything too crazy new. All right, so here we go. So they are weak to bullets. So we do want to abuse that as much as we physically can. We're only favored there. That's unfortunate. Now, here's the fun thing. This generates a bullet, but it isn't necessarily an actual bullet. So we're gonna see how this goes. Triple A resonance. Begin. Blow them away, Mersault! Well done. Suppression complete.
큰거 아니야? 적당히 쉬엄쉬엄해도 괜찮겠네.
Dude, Mersault in this mode is just so crazy. It is unreal. Okay, it doesn't count as a bullet skill. Alright, good to know. That's actually very, very good to know that Otis's magic bullet is not a, technically a bullet. Oh, lost by one whole flash power. That is unfortunate. We don't have enough tremor to make this a multi-hit, but we do have enough to just do damage. They are going to be going for herd migration this turn, so we do need to be a little bit wary about that. Let's go ahead and get scissors up and going. Then we do big damage, regular damage. Let's generate a bit of tremor, bit of charge. Let's spend 2 regular bullets, and then we'll have Mersault clash it instead. I'll go for scissors. How about you? Chop, chop! Perfect. Alrighty, we are now going to be doing some damage for free, as well as lowering their attack power if they're low enough health, which, with the big boys, that's going to be real useful. 300 damage being done because we are using an ammo skill, so it is doing extra damage, not to mention all of those skills are no longer unbreakable coins. Okay, bink! Bit of tremor on Boast. Bit of charge on our magical girl, and 2 shots being made. Not quite enough to be staggered, but that's okay. We can do it this turn. I am going to get Regret up and going now, purely because of the passive that gives us extra coin power. I'm also going to go for absolute gigantic damage. We go Resonance, generate a little bit of tremor. How are we doing for bullets? We're doing A-okay for bullets. So we go boom, boom. We're only neutral, but ideally we get the stagger long before we actually need... Yeah, this should be alright. This should be fine. I don't know that we kill him this turn, but we are certainly going to do big damage, and he should be staggered. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, here comes Regret. Extra coin power for us. Bink, bonk. Okay. Bit more charge for our magical girl. That way, when she goes for her giga moves, all of these weak herding creatures will be slain. Farewell. 209 damage. Woo! Okay. Oh boy. Alright, let's see. Same deal. We just want to do as much damage as physically possible. He is gonna get ready to run away, though, so we do need to be worried about that. Let's go for AoE here. Don, let's have you mark. Let's go for AoE with Faust. Only neutral here, which isn't too great. And then this is going to be an unopposed attack, but oh well. Buckshot! Okay, second buckshot going down. We either get a stagger or you die. Bit of neither. Dang. Just not quite enough to deal out as much damage as we need to do. We do get some AoE from Faust, so that's going to be another stagger for our ranks. By the way, the fact that all of our identities have some form of AoE attacks is just so good. Plus, with the addition of more ego, that's letting us synergize with our own team. Oh, it is just such a beautiful thing. Now, I am going to go for as much resonance this turn as possible. So let's see, we go boom, 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 boom. That should be good. We have a resonance and a pride resonance. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. At some point, I do want to use Great Tricholicosm, but I don't think that the moment is right now. We kind of want it to be part of an A resonance for Wrath. A little bit more charge. We are doing pretty good. Here comes the quadruple dice attack with all unbreakable. And that's 3 dead in a single turn. Hey, that right there is already one of the missions. I'm pretty sure he killed 3. Okay, this should be AoE. It is most certainly not, but hey, you know, what are you gonna do? Bing, bing. We are starting to run out of bullets, so we do need to reload on Yisong. I actually think I'm just gonna do that this turn. Let's do big damage. Big damage. Simply reload. AoE. Then we go boom, boom. Yeah. This should also be enough to stun the big bun. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We have more than enough damage to stagger. The second bun that we didn't manage to kill is also going to be coming back somewhat shortly. So we are going to have another chance to take him down. I don't know if his health is going to reset or not. I imagine he's just going to show back up with 200 health. 314 damage from our magical girl. That is exactly what we needed. Okay, let's just go for as much damage as physically possible. Let's go boom, 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 boom. I don't want to use our AoE yet, so instead, let's go for Hex Snail. That way we can be doing even more damage to future buns. Bink! Bink! Dude, the burn damage. Absolutely insane. We have 2 whole identities doing burn, because, you know, we can't have Gregor at the moment. But it is more than enough. Oh, this bun isn't going to stand a chance. He is unbelievably dead. Okay, well, us not rolling heads is pretty unfortunate, but hey, 65 damage, and our passive is now active. And this is what we saved our AoE for. Tear them asunder. Leave nothing alive. Complete and utter wrath resonance. Perish. Jeez, the bleed damage we're doing too. We don't even have Ryoshu on the field. Okay, this should be multiple bongs dead in a single turn. By the way, saying that name unironically is so funny. It's so nice that Bong is actually, like, mentioned in an actual Limbus company setting. It's such a nice little, I don't know, it's such a nice reference to the actual fan base, you know? It's such a sweet, small thing. Speaking of small things, we just crack them into absolute nothingness. He retreated? Bro. How did we not kill him? Are you for real? We had everything going for us. Oh my god. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. No, now you done gone and made me angry. And you won't like me when... You won't like me when I'm angry. Kill them both! Leave none alive! Man, the fact that they keep retreating consistently is a bit of a problem, but I think that's more of a target priority problem than anything else. But that's fine. We have this. Exactly 69 damage. Metallic ringing, this is also going to be getting AoE, but we don't hit anybody else because why would we? That would be too easy. It's not like there's a massive hulking target that Yisong is shooting. Fairly good damage. Okay, well... we don't quite have the right situation for it. So you know what? Let's just do big damage here. Boom, boom. Dark Flame. Clash here. Big AoE just in case anything is alive. And then finish off the Bun Bun if possible. At the very least, get a stagger, which is going to let us do some crazy damage next turn. Okay, we have so much charge that this should do plenty. Oh, yes. More than enough. Dark Flame! Okay, warning shot coming down. Tiny bit of bleed damage. Bare bones. Yeah, we have more than enough to get a stagger here. Definitely not enough to kill, but you know what? Considering they have 2,000 health when they come out, yeah, I think that was pretty expected that they weren't going to die that easily. 225 damage, though, because of Faust's passive and Hex Nail, though, so that's quite nice. We can go ahead and just go for a Resonance into a Resonance. Big damage. Also, the fact that most of them are resistant to blunt damage, probably not helping us out very much, but apparently Mersault, you know, just doesn't care about how much health he has because we just absolutely destroyed that Bun Bun. So we go boom, 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 right here, and then AoE just in case. Now we're starting to actually get back on track. If we can kill them all fast enough, we might actually get the max kill count before this is over. It's going to be cutting it close. But I mean, we have really sped up since the start of this hard mode reception. Magic Bullet. Perish. 102 damage and 5 Dark Flame to go around. Okay, the other Bun Bun is back, but it's over. That is a ridiculous amount of dialogue. Either way, he did 65% of the damage, took literally 0. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, well, I mean, all things considered, that's a cute Walpurgis. Although, I gotta be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed we don't talk to Cheesed. Also, complete suppression without any allies reaching 10 bleed potency. Whoops. Oops. Turns out using Blood Fiends does not help with that. Well, either way, the food chain. I'm gonna put that on. So, overall, that's a fun Walpurgis. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm a little disappointed we don't get to interact with Cheesed at all. I guess it makes sense. You know, it does make complete and total sense. But dang it, man. I wanted to actually, like, have a dialogue with him. Kind of like how Tiferet did with us. Or Hod. Or, you know?
Oh well, that's fine. So I'm gonna attempt to do all the quests before time limit is up. But you know, we'll see how that goes. Now, interestingly, for the first time ever, we are fully caught up. There is actually no more story to progress. In the history of my time playing Limbus Company, I have never been completely and totally caught up. So, yeah, it's gonna be a hot minute until the next episode. Isn't that weird? I mean, it happens. Hey, you know, it was bound to happen at some point. That's what happens with episodic games, I guess. But I do have an idea, right? I'm thinking we'll do one more episode where I just kind of clean up miscellaneous stuff. For example, I want to get to floor 15 in the mirror dungeon. So that'll probably be the next episode, truthfully. Unless something else happens in the meantime, I guess we'll see. We do have some Bok-Gak events happening, but those don't really add anything new other than like a harder version of a chapter we've already done. So I'm probably not going to do an episode on that. I believe the first time we do the checkup is going to be the newest one, or the newest Bok-Gak. So I don't know. We'll see. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And in the next one, well, I guess it's cleanup time. Bye.